Hi foodies, how you doing? It's your girl Jareen. Today we're making some delicious sauteed mushrooms with creamy pasta. It's such a simple dish and I just created it because I wanted to take a break from meat just for one day. Um, and I wanted it to be something tasty, really delicious so I wouldn't miss the meat. So let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this marinade for the mushrooms. I'm going to be using some of the ingredients that I would have used if I was making like a brown stew, chicken or an oxtail. I'm using some oxtail seasoning in this. And we're just going to whisk this up. And then we are not using any salt at all because of course the soy sauce has salt and the oxtail seasoning has salt. I put a little bit of sugar in there just to balance things out because if I was having oxtail, it would kind of have that slight sweetness to it too. So we'll just whisk this up and then we will prepare our mushrooms. All right, guys, so for the mushrooms, we're using portobello mushrooms, and these are really big. They need to be wiped clean with a damp paper towel or damp kitchen towel. On the inside, you'll see some thin flaps. They're called the gills. Some people will tell you to remove them because they can make your dish, whatever dish you're preparing, super dark, darker than you might want. However, what I'm making here is, something that I want to be reminiscent of a meat dish, so I don't mind a little darkness. However, I will try to take out some of the gills. So you just use a spoon, scoop them all the way out, and then you take that paper towel or kitchen towel that was dampened and then wipe on the inside as well. So just scrape out all the gills and it'll look like this. All right. They are perfectly edible. It's just that, sometimes they take away from the appearance of the type of dish you're doing. So all I did after was to slice these into some strips. After I slice it into these strips, I just lay them out and drizzle the marinade all over. All right, it's as simple as that. And then just toss them together. Set these aside and then we're going to cook up some stuff in the pot. All right. So I have a pot here with a little oil. I'm going to add some beautiful bell peppers and I'm going to go in with some onion. Now this is just going to add some color to the dish. And of course, if I was doing brown stew, other stuff, I would be adding my veggies, right? So this is going to give it both color and flavor. And then we add our mushrooms back to the hot pot. We want to get some color on these. So I'll let them sit for a few seconds and then I flip them around, and make sure that your heat is medium high because you don't want it to produce too much water and then start simmering. You want to get a beautiful brown color on the mushrooms. And then I'm going to put some thyme leaves in there. You could put this in the marinade if you want to, but I just thought of it and let me add some thyme leaves. So I'm just breaking them off in here. You could mince them up if you want to and then add them to the pot. Now let's add some more flavor. I'm going into some scallion and some ginger. You can definitely add some minced garlic at this point if you want to. But I'm just doing scallion and ginger here because there is garlic in that oxtail seasoning anyhow. So stir things around, of course, and you will see that beautiful color on the mushroom. You don't want it to be a dull brown. You want it to be really nice and rich. Look at that, gorgeous. So after the mushrooms have been sauteed beautifully and they have that nice brown color, Then we will add the peppers and the onions back to the pot. And then after that, we're going to go in with the marinade that was left in the bowl or whatever container you marinated it in. I did add a little bit of water, not because we're stewing, because we're not really stewing this, but I just wanted to add a little water so the mushrooms wouldn't dry out for this step. Now at this point, guys, I'm going to be adding some ketchup just because I want this to kind of have a little brown stew feel. If I was brown stewing anything, I would add a little ketchup for balance. If you don't want the ketchup, you can add a little tomato puree, or you could add some wine, or you could just leave it as is. But I find that the ketchup just add that nice little balance of sweet, and it just reminded me of brown stew. Okay, so I add that and stir everything together. Now for the pasta, you'll cook whatever pasta you like. I liked the rigatoni for this, so just boil it according to the package instructions and drain it. Then for this creamy sauce, it's kind of like a white mac and cheese. So we go in with the cream and the butter, and then of course we will add some seasonings. Okay, so we'll add those in. Remember, all the details will be in the description box below the video. Okay, you want to make sure you add a little salt and then some pepper. So what we're going to do is keep this over a low heat because we don't want to boil the cream. So keep it over a low heat and just stir everything and then add your cheeses. So we'll stir in the cheese, the grated cheese, and then we are going to be adding some slices of mozzarella as well, still over a low heat. Okay, so just keep stirring, and then the cheese will gradually melt and then this will thicken. Okay, so just keep stirring. And then what I did was I added a little more seasoning. All the details will be in the description box below, guys. All right, so once it gets nice and creamy, we just add our pasta, stir it in, and add a few more slices of mozzarella last minute. So the heat of the sauce will just melt everything together, and that's it. Really simple. Okay, and then just pour that out in a bowl, right, or a plate if you prefer, and then just grab your mushrooms and veggies and top it off. Garnish with some parsley if you desire, and that's it. Guys, let me tell you, when I had these mushrooms, I was like, I don't even miss the meat. Like, this is absolutely delicious. It's super satisfying and it goes so well with the creamy pasta. I know you're gonna love it, guys. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. All right, don't forget to share the recipe with someone who might enjoy this. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.